you can't make a pandemic as an excuse anymore, to
Correct.
be honest. It's
Correct.
more of like, how are you gonna adjust to it? How are we gonna move forward to actually attain what we need to do?
Hi, this is Doreen. Welcome to Super with Cooper. This pandemic, there has been a rise in online businesses, and a lot of us actually, for some of us, it's a main hustle, while for others, it is a side hustle. And the beauty of online businesses is it's easy to acquire what we need, even though we're stuck at home during this pandemic. But well, I'm getting ahead of myself because actually today we are joined by two lovely ladies from Pili, and they will tell us a bit more about their experiences and also give us some tips. Because maybe for some of you, it's something that you're considering doing, or maybe for some of you, it's really just an interest, shopping online or online businesses in general. So, welcome, ladies. Hello to both of you.
Hi.
Hi. Can you please briefly introduce yourselves to everybody?
Hi, I'm Riza. I actually founded Pili this year, and we're gonna discuss more in detail about the startup that we did. My background is basically in communication. That's my undergrad as well, and then I did my MBA here in New York. I just finished actually last year during the pandemic. Imagine. Thank you. And yeah, and even before I really wanna have a startup. That's something related to what I really want to do in general. So yeah, here it is.
Fantastic. Well, welcome to my vlog. And we have one. Thank you for joining us today. And Renee, please tell everybody about yourself.
Hi, I'm Renee. I am the Chief Marketing Officer of Pili. I actually went to the same school as Riza. So we've been friends ever since college. So ever since we would usually have projects together, and so now during the pandemic we decided to collaborate and start this great idea that she had. So there.
Fantastic. Well, it's nice to have both of you here on my vlog. And well, can you please tell us a little bit about why you decided to put up an online business? And maybe this is best answered by I don't know, Riza. What do you think?
Yeah, sure. Well, basically, the pandemic has affected many people that I know that have existing businesses, even day-to-day jobs, which pursued me to really create this endeavor. It's a passion project, I say. Of course, like my background is about business and communication, but at the same time, of course, it's a for-profit because it's a business. But I want something more at the end of the day that could be fulfilling on our end.
Our vision, or like our mission kasi, is to unite the small to medium-sized businesses so people can have access to Filipino products in general that will also help in the microeconomy. Like if you imagine, like there are a lot of small businesses or like Filipino workers that cannot adapt, or like they cannot switch because they don't have the capacity or the resources, or to adapt quickly with what's happening around them. Aside from the yung technological barrier, they don't know how in general. So at least, hopefully in the future, like in the long run, we can also help those people locally or even regionally to switch their businesses to this. It's not a phase kasi for me. This is actually the way or the route on how we can actually compete with international market. Kasi if you not compare, I don't want to compare right now at the earliest, not especially right now, we're just gonna launch in the next few weeks. But like basically, if you see the online marketplaces right now, all of them are owned by foreigners in general. And if you see their products, you won't. There are a lot of Filipino sellers, but the products itself, asan yung Filipino products. So that's the idea that where the idea came from.
Thank you very much for sharing. So I was
Mhm.
just taking down some notes while listening, and some of the insights that I got from your answer, Riza, include it was born out of profit and fulfillment. So there is a need to create profit, but also the fulfillment of being able to do this,
Yes.
to be able to cater to this need. So it also sounded like you were able to create, or you look for a solution to what is currently a challenge, or you essentially found a gap or a need in the market, and you created a solution for that. You mentioned that there is a technological barrier that you tried to break down with your platform, and that the goal is to be able to help local merchants compete with the international market. Tama ba? Did I get everything right? Fantastic. Okay. So you mentioned a couple of things, and well, it sounds like you really were able to come up with a solution to a need. And I'd like to hear from Renee this time. Renee, since Riza was able to share, you know what? We actually have this online business as a response to a need. But I'm sure that you guys encountered a lot of key challenges or challenges along the way. Maybe competition is one of them. I don't know. Renee, can you please tell us what are some of the challenges that you experienced in the process of setting up this business?
Yeah, so just an introduction, just to support what Riza has already mentioned. We're here really to create opportunities. We're creating a platform for Filipino products to stand out. That's our core. That's our core value, or their core mission. So maybe one challenge that we had was, since I don't know if can we mention it, Ate Riza, the Etsy? Can we?
Yeah, sure, that's fine.
So it was actually driven from Ate Riza's idea of Etsy. It's a website in the States. So the challenge there is more of translating it locally. Like, how can we be able to reach our target market, and at the same time, be able to assess our competitors properly, do a proper analysis on how they reach their own markets using the digital medium. So that's one of our key, I think, factors that really took time. Basically, it took time. And another thing is, maybe this will be something that all entrepreneurs can learn from, is that it's challenging to look for, or to really assess what is your vision and mission as a company. I think that is the main core that we really took time on as well. I think we were guided properly by mentors. I think that's one thing that we focused on. We really looked at our connections and our strengths, and we collaborated as one. What else are our challenges at the moment? Maybe looking at what are the other challenges? Do you have other challenges that you could think of?
That's actually related to like how the market can really relate to it, because Philippines has a different market with Etsy, which is actually catering to globally. I guess we realize that, of course, it's like when you launch a product kasi, or like anything, the market dictates it. So with us, on our end, the success stories of our Filipino merchants will be the highlight of our site, and not just the products. Yun yung difference, or our edge. Because basically, we want to highlight nga Filipino artisans as their work as world class, and that we can compete globally in terms of their quality. So we're just trying to really think out of the box here, and try to restrain limitations, so that we can actually implement what we want to do. So hopefully, with our combined efforts, blood, tears, and sweat of Filipino workers, we really believe that our products are really worth paying for. yun talaga. That's the angle that we really want.
And added to that, Ate Riza, yung evaluating the market viability. I think if you try to dig in deeper, you have to like think about the kind of details that you can make or break your business. I think that's one key that we have to, like the number of SKUs and shipping weights. Alam mo yun, there are a lot of factors that goes.
Correct.
Yeah.
Because remember, it is a passion project. So these are comprised of family and friends. So talagang we just know how to at least really work together. Like, oh, this is the marketing team, this is the accounting, this is the IT, the web dev, the main chunk. And then also, this will be the sales team. So, at the end of the day, we actually, not edit, what do you call that? Like, we adjust as we go along. Kasi nga, we're a startup. And at the end of the day, we're actually reaching like short-term goals and then long-term goals. Yun. So basically, it's really a different experience on my end.
Actually, adding to that, Riza, I just have to add, we're doing this online. Because everybody's working from home. That is a challenge. It should be realistic. You're doing all the, diba ate, like all the business work. We're all doing it digitally. So that's actually the main challenge in starting up a business at this point. So
the door structure, because it's the different dynamics.
Yes.
It's doable, especially right now. Ito nga you can't make a pandemic as an excuse anymore, to be honest. It's more of like, how are we gonna adjust to it? How are we gonna move forward to actually attain what we need to do,
How can you go with it? Dapat yung makisabay. Yan. So yun lang naman yung challenges.
Madami. In short.
Sorry, Doreen, madami. Actually, madami talaga.
Pero in fairness, kahit madami, you were able to put them in really concise terms. So, just again to quickly recap, some of the challenges that I picked up include reaching your target market, especially digitally, because that's the way to go right now. Also, assessing the mission and vision as a company, which is probably one of the most challenging things to do also, because it's like, how do you start? Because for anything to move forward, you have to start with that. You have to start with your mission, your vision, or as they say, the why of your organization, the why of the company. You also mentioned evaluating market viability, what can make and break your business. And you threw in some key insights also, that mentors and connections really help. And I really loved what Riza said. You can't make the pandemic an excuse anymore. That that totally makes sense.
Diba?
Yes. Which, however, I mean, businesses are different, no? Some are faster or quicker to adapt than others. So, maraming iba na pag-iwanan na talaga, or naiwan in the pandemic, or at the start of it, kasi we're still in the pandemic, come to think of it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if we were to think about, all of these people who are starting online businesses right now, ang dami I see a lot of people who are starting to sell goods online. In the Philippines, I noticed there's a lot of food that's suddenly available online. Diba? Parang so many people are now bakers. I mean, it's at the same time, it gives you a lot of options, but at the same time also, maybe these people are just trying things out, and maybe they're looking for some tips on how to really become successful in terms of this new online ventures that they have. Or maybe there are also some out there na sabi nga natin na pag-iwanan ng pandemic or haven't been able to adapt. So I guess what I'd like to request also from you ladies is, are there tips that you can provide or that you can give to everybody who's, out there, people who are starting to get back up on their feet and relaunching their businesses, especially online, people who are just getting started, or people who have an interest. Maybe some of them are thinking of jumping ship from their day job and they want to have an online business instead, or maybe even for some it's just a side hustle. I mean, there's so many people who might want to get online, but what are some tips that you can give them?
On my end, I think simple lang talaga, because this really started like January of this year, like the entire brainstorming and all those things, and now we're almost near to the launch. Basically, you need to know what you want, kasi like you can have a job any day, or whether it's pandemic or not, but you can't force to love what you're doing at the end of the day. So if you know, like for example, I'm really a chef, but I'm doing it because I want to be in a hotel, or like big, hotel restaurant industry business. But at the end of the day, if you really want to create your own name and venture to that specific route, then why not? Because it's different. If you have your own name, even to a simpler or local market, launch it if you can, with your resources, with your knowledge. At the end of the day, either of course a bigger profit, or like starting your own thing, and then if it grows, or if not, at least you try it.
Right.
That's where I am coming from at the end of the day, because that's my experience.
Okay, so from you, Riza, one of the most important things is to know what you want.
Yes.
Oh.
That's important.
Fantastic. Renee, do you have any tips?
Maybe I could just focus on mas specific talaga, which is in any kind of business naman talaga, your niche is very important. You need to find the right product with the potential of having serious profitability. You have to be very clear with that. And I think during this digital age, people miss out on this, is yung choosing the correct e-commerce platform. Because people are selling left and right, and we lack research. So where will you stand out? A website, marketplaces, pages, social media. So you have to, yun lang talaga yung feeling kong kailangang i-dig deeper. Kasi ang problema kasi ng Filipino talaga entrepreneurs, we do not hyper-segment. In marketing, we call it hyper-segmenting. We do not, we do not break it down. No, we do not break down our market. And I think for me, yun lang yung in our process as we learn, Riza and I, that's what we're trying to figure out at the moment. And you learn as you go. So more of that. And aside from that, yun, market research, you do competitive analysis as usual. And right now, since online nga lahat, maybe I think we've learned this also, no, Ate Riz, to maximize your connections. No, you learn your strengths. Yeah. And if there are people who wants to be entrepreneurs themselves and start something new during this time, know those people and collaborate. I think that's one thing. Collaboration. This is the best time to work together. So yeah, I think that's the only thing I could think of at the moment.
The only thing, but actually that was a lot. Thank you for sharing those gems with us. Some of the things I picked up, just to quickly summarize your insights, Renee. You mentioned that your niche is very important. Find your product with possible profitability. You also talked about choosing the right e-commerce platform, and do your research, people. Don't just jump into a platform without really studying if it's the best platform for you. Also, you talked about having or doing a competitive analysis, really understanding your place in the market. Tama ba? Did I get that correct? Okay, fantastic. And a last tip that I got from you, Renee, is to know your strengths. Collaborate maximize your connections. This is the best time to reach out to others.
That's
Okay.
correct.
Awesome. I'm glad I was able to pick those up because those are all very, very important. And at this point, would you please invite those who are watching our vlog or this vlog? Can you please share with them a little bit about Pili, how they can find you, when they can find you? Just invite them to check out the products of your merchants on the site.
Our official link is pililocal.com. So it's very straightforward. Choose local, so pililocal.com. We are targeting to launch before mid-May, hopefully earlier than that. But yeah, and then once it's up, yeah, you'll see our blood, tears, and sweat in the past 3 months. That's 1 quarter, can you imagine? And we're launching the second quarter. Yeah, so yes, Nate can tell you more about it for the social media links and all those things.
Right. So we're just here to invite everybody to check out our website at www.pililocal.com. We will be launching this, as Risa said, we will be launching this first week of May. Hopefully, we will be able to do it. You will be able to see our proud local merchants there. So hopefully, you'll be able to enjoy, shopping and having a new experience in going to our website. We have an Instagram and Facebook account as well. It's Pili Local. So there, please do like and share our page.
Thank you very much, Riza and Renee, for joining me today. And to everybody, thank you also for watching my interview with these lovely ladies. We hope that you were able to pick up some ideas that can help you grow and thrive this pandemic. Because as Riza mentioned earlier on, you can't make this pandemic an excuse. I'll catch you again next time.